All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so type the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us, from all of us here at the ASAP Network.
Everybody, welcome back to Between the Ropes. I am Ace from the West Coast, and I am joined tonight by none other than the fabulous, the one, the only Mr. Mess Around Dave. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. What's up, guys?
And then, of course, we have Mr. Rob Wilds Can't Beat Me, and we call him, Sarge Jr. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. How's everyone?
We're fantastic. You're kind of cutting in and out there, but that's okay. We'll get past that. And then, of course, we have none other than, that's right, I'm not really sure what wrestlers I like. I might have maybe a list of 3 or 5. Dragon Viper. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Just ready for the show.
All right. So right as the show gets started, we're going to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Perfect. All right. So perfect. We're good to go on that. All right. So as everybody knows, previous weeks we've been covering Raw, we've been covering SmackDown. We're going to do that again this week. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the Raw side. So things happen, a little bit on Raw. It was nothing overly exciting, but good enough. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Dragon Viper. So Dragon Viper, what happened on that Raw side?
Oh, what happened was the match was Sheamus versus Riddle, with Sheamus winning.
Sheamus, and let me tell you this, just so maybe people missed it or don't really realize how this all happened. But if you remember, Matt Riddle and his stinking little scooter.
The scooter.
Yeah, his scooter, and Sheamus decided to, pick up the scooter, ram in his stomach, and then that's how all this came about. So as you see this is happening, this match between Sheamus and Matt Riddle, it was a good match, because Sheamus is talented and Matt Riddle is talented. I foresee this actually feud going into WrestleMania. I can foresee this happening, and I can foresee Sheamus, getting that title shot at Mania. So, Mess Around. You go ahead and start.
Yeah, I like the match. You guys all know how I feel about Matt Riddle. He's growing on me. I think he's going to do some big things soon. And like you said, it's definitely they're going to probably end up fighting for the title of Mania. I think the whole scooter thing, it was funny but kind of stupid at the same time. What did I do wrong, bro?
What I say?
It's kind of funny. So I like the match. It's good. Matt Riddle's amazing.
Now let me ask you this though. Before we go on too much, there's all this talk right now about how Matt Riddle when he was talking to Asuka messed up on his lines, right? Because he completely forgot what he was supposed to say. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he was backstage with Asuka and he was supposed to be talking to her. And he was supposed to have a conversation about his scooter in Japan. And then he was supposed to go on and talk about something else. And then all of a sudden he's like, I forgot what I was saying. And then he rides off with his scooter. And then as he's riding off, he's like, oh, well, that wasn't what I was supposed to say. And everyone's like, wait, what did you just say? So he completely forgot his whole lines. So instead of trying to wait for Asuka to like help him out, he just rode off on his scooter.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. So Dragon Viper, you tell me what you thought of this match.
I thought it was a good match. I liked seeing Sheamus win. I like seeing Riddle get beat. Although I always like to see him get beat on and lose, but and I seriously think Riddle is a sore loser. But I did end up seeing that it is official at WrestleMania. It will be Sheamus and Riddle for the title. So can't wait for that. Go Sheamus.
My boy is going to finally get a title back. Okay, I'm not saying that Sheamus is my favorite, but Sheamus is definitely – he's talented, and I'm glad he's getting that title shot. I like what Sheamus brings to the ring. If he can't be in a championship match with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, I think with Sheamus and Matt Riddle, I think that this is going to be a good – rivalry going in because of how they're both talented. But I think that even though Sheamus got the win this time, I think Sheamus will end up getting the win again at WrestleMania. So, Sarge, what do you think of this match? And I think the Sarge froze up a little bit maybe, and we're not really sure exactly what he's going to say. So, other than that, for 1 second here. So, mess around. Did you actually see Sheamus winning this match, or did you think it was for sure going to be Riddle?
I thought it could go either way, but I thought that Riddle needed to win more than Sheamus, just to kind of make him look strong, having that title.
Well, see, that's where I would have to go against you on that, because me personally, I thought that Sheamus needed it more, and that was only because if Sheamus got the win, it would build up that storyline more to where Sheamus would be like, now I beat Riddle, so now I earned a title match at Mania. I earned the United States Championship.
That's why I said
match.
I thought it could have gone either way.
Yeah. So, Dragon Viper, when you saw this match, who do you think was going to actually win?
Well, I thought Sheamus was going to win. It's WrestleMania. It might as well be Night of Champions. They should be having pretty much every title on the line. So I assumed it would have been Sheamus the whole time.
So we have Brandon with a comment here that says, Dragon Viper, can you name those guys on your shirt?
Yeah, I can.
And are you fans of them?
Yes,
I would hope so. So Sarge is back. Hello, welcome back, Sarge. So we haven't made it past the first match yet. We were waiting for you. So give me your thoughts on the first match, which was Matt Riddle versus Sheamus.
Sarge?
All right. Elsa? Okay, well, I guess he's not. I guess he's not there right now. So, all right. So, Dragon Viper, go ahead and let's move on to that second match.
The second match was Braun Strowman versus Jackson Ryker, with the winner Strowman.
Okay, yeah. Let me tell you this. Okay, let me tell you this whole Strowman versus Shane McMahon thing. I understand why they're doing it. I understand that they're trying to get the best people out there. Guys like Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, to try and get these guys these title matches, or not even really a title match, but just to get them out there, because simply they know that they're kind of the draw, so they need to get them in a match. So they figured, you know what, we'll take Shane McMahon, which has a lot of matches at Mania. You know, we see him almost have a match every single year at Mania. Put him against Strowman. I think the only thing that I dislike about this is that they can drop this whole stupid, you know, Braun is stupid. You know, I just think that, I don't know. But we saw that after this match happened, that Braun Strowman came out and said, you forgot that I could pick the stipulation. And I called that, guys. I called it last week. I said it was going to be a steel cage match. And he came out. He
That's
came
what I
out and
said
said,
too.
yeah, and he came out and said, well, this time you can't run because we're going to make it a steel cage match.
That's exactly what I said too. He said he's going to pick a steel cage so Shane can't run.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he can't run. And so his little goons couldn't come in and help him. So overall, this was basically a squash match again. And you know what? So Warren is actually coming out saying that in his opinion, there's never actually been a bad Shane McMahon match. I'm trying to think if no, there's not. Even though he's not what you would call the best technical wrestler, he still manages to put on a good match. He still does. And that's because he's a risk taker. He does what needs to be done to put on an entertaining show. But we know that he's not the best technical wrestler. But this match, again, was more of a squash match again, which we kind of foreseen coming. And then, you know, we saw at the end how all three of them were like, or, well, it wasn't really three. It was more of Elias and then Shane McMahon, you know, were trying to take him out. But Braun Strowman did his raw, you know, and then got everybody out. And Braun did what he does. And so, Dragon Viper, I'll go ahead and start with you and tell me what was your thoughts on this match.
I really didn't have any thoughts on this match. I mean, it was completely one-sided. Jackson didn't even really have a chance, especially with Shane and Elias around there. Or, no. I take that back. No, Jackson had no chance. And
Well, we knew that.
Right.
I still think Shane will beat Strowman at Mania. You just watch. I still think it.
No, even though Shane has matches every year at Mania, Shane McMahon still usually doesn't win that match.
He'll win this one.
No way. No way. in hell.
No. There's no way that they're going to have a guy like Braun Strowman lose to Shane McMahon. That would make no sense. It would be the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. To have Braun Strowman lose to Shane McMahon at Mania, what sense would that make?
Do you think they make a lot of sense anyway? No. So, there you go.
But they're not going to, I mean, come on. They're not going to do something that dumb. But mess around. You go ahead and tell me what was your thoughts on this match.
No way, man. There's no way they're gonna have Braun lose.
No
way.
way.
No way. Like, really? What? Wait a minute. Hold on. Help me understand here. How in the hell does this make any sense to have that happen? I'm with Ace on this one.
Yeah, because you know what that would do for Braun's career. Holy cow, that would be complete and utter horrible. Because in my personal opinion, I'm telling you this now, I think what's going to end up happening is just like you saw Strowman when he was confronting, you know, Drew McIntyre in the locker room, and that Strowman's like, don't worry about me. You worry about yourself, because after I'm done at Mania, I'm going to come after you if you can win the title at WrestleMania. And I can foresee that happening. You know, I can foresee McIntyre winning at Mania, Strowman winning, and then Strowman ends up facing McIntyre after Mania at some point for the title. I just don't know where you're going with that logic with Shane McMahon beating Strowman at Mania. That makes zero sense. And actually, one of our fans here is saying, Dragon Viper, I got zero hopes on your wrestling predictions.
Okay.
Just saying. Zero hopes. Okay. So other than that, so mess around. So tell me, overall this match though. Okay, so tell me on that.
You know, it was what we thought it was going to be. Strowman ran through him, squash match. He did what Strowman does. Get these hands, baby.
So, Brandon, I get what you're saying, that Shane's going to have more people get involved. I know he's going to have people get involved. I completely understand that, but he's still not going to lose. It just would make 0 sense for that to happen. Just saying, 0 cents. But let's go on to the next one. Dragon
Crazier
Viper.
things have happened. All right. Next match was Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin, with the winner being Lashley.
Lashley. Let me say this, okay? So we saw that Lashley faced Shelton Benjamin because we all said, well, so just in case people are confused about why we had Lashley versus Benjamin, it's because we've been saying this for weeks. We said that the Hurt Business was going to split up. So to kick off Raw, we finally saw it happen. You know, Lashley basically destroyed his two groupies. And so that's what led to Benjamin finally going up against Lashley, and basically it was another one of those matches where Lashley came out and won. And then afterwards, who answered the bell? Who answered the bell? That's right. It was Baron Corbin.
My boy.
Baron Corbin came out and answered that bell. This was pretty much a squash match. It pretty much was. Again, it wasn't even it wasn't that great of a match, but the best part was afterwards was when you saw, well, when you truly think about it, think about Lashley confronting McIntyre, you know.
Did you freeze?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought you froze for a minute.
No, okay, anyway. So Dragon Viper, you go ahead and tell me about this match.
Oh, I actually like this match because, you know, I like seeing both of them in competition. You know, and I seriously think Benjamin did a good job with an attempt to try and beat Lashley. But we, again, like every Lashley match, we knew that Lashley was going to win. I mean, there was, again, it's like I've said, I don't really like predictable matches, and that was very predictable. But I would have liked to see Benjamin win, but I knew full well that Lashley was going to.
There was no way. Okay, yeah. I know you could hope for it, but there was no freaking way that was going to happen.
I know.
And so it, you know, it's just like I'm saying here that she's glad the Hurt Business went out of business. But when you look at it now, okay, so you have the Hurt Business that's no longer there, and you have Retribution that is no longer there. So they're kind of splitting up a lot of these guys. But mess around. Go ahead and tell me what you thought of this match.
You know, Shelton Benjamin actually looked really good against Lashley for a while. And then Lashley took over and did what Lashley does. So, and we all knew that there's no way Benjamin was going to win the match. But Benjamin did look good for a little while there. And I think this whole thing with the Hurt Business splitting up, I think it's a ruse. I think they're trying to make people think they split up so they can come back at Mania and try and, you know, get involved with the match.
I don't know, man. That's toughy.
That's the way I see it go. I think they're just faking it, dude. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I guess we'll definitely have to see on that. But Dragon Viper, let's go ahead and move on to that next match of the night, huh?
Well, before the match, I'm going to say that they had a game night. Almost, and
we don't want to talk about that stupid thing because
with
that
the New Day, it was stupid. That's all I had to say. I'm moving on. It was AJ Styles versus Xavier Woods, with the winner being Woods by disqualification because of Omos.
Dude, I'm telling you now, I cannot wait to see him in the ring. I cannot wait to see what he has. I think, like, the dude's a behemoth. The dude's huge. He's huge. He's strong. And I don't know. I just know overall I enjoyed the match. I just wish that the match would have ended on regular terms instead of a disqualification, even though I kind of understand why they did it, because you don't want to have one team over the top of the other going into Mania, especially when you have this kind of match and then you have a debut match of almost. Yeah. So mess around. You go ahead and tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I like the match. It was good. I like Xavier Woods. He's really underrated in the ring. Dude's talented, athletic, and AJ. We all know what AJ does in the ring. So put those two together, and it's going to be a good match. I'm with you. I wish it would have ended like on a regular fall counter or submission or something. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Omos in the ring, see what he can do, like you were saying.
It's going to be great, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see exactly what he can do. So, Dragon Viper, you go ahead and tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts, I agree with you guys. It was a good match. It was good to see something from Omos before WrestleMania, even if it was very little. It's a start to see what's to come at WrestleMania with him. And I honestly think AJ and Omos are going to be the next tag champs after WrestleMania.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt. You're going to see it happen. I think that I cannot believe I'm agreeing with Dragon Viper on something, but I will say that I do agree with that I can see that happening. But all right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next match.
Next match, Shayna Baszler versus Naomi, with the winner being Naomi.
That was crazy. Well, so I'm curious how this one's going to turn out. I really, really do. We know that. I don't know. I'm just really confused where they're going to go with this, with these tag team titles, because we know what ended up happening. What's going to happen next week? You see Rhea Ripley and Asuka challenging Nia and Shayna for the tag titles, but you're not going to see them win. There's no way that's not going to happen. But I'm just curious where this whole tag team with Nia and Shayna is going to go. But mess around. You can go ahead and start out with this one.
I'm still waiting for them to break up. We all know it's coming.
It's been so long.
I know they're like slow playing this thing. I like the match. It was really good. I'm with you. I have no idea where they're going with this as far as who's going to win the titles or who they're going to drop them to. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Every time I see it coming that I think they're going to break up, they throw a wrench in it that I'm like, really? They're not going to break up now. What? So,
right.
So I don't know, but Dragon Viper, you go ahead and tell me what was your thoughts.
I didn't really have any thoughts. I thought it was actually kind of boring of a match. I did. I don't see Shayna and Nia splitting up anytime soon. I've been saying it for a while. I've been disagreeing with you guys for a while on that. I don't see it happening for a while, So, yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got on that one.
That's all I got on that one.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting, though. I'm still telling you, they're going to lose the belts at Mania, though. They're going to lose, and once they lose at Mania, I think that's when you're going to see them end up splitting up. I do. I think that's when you're going to see it. All right. So Dragon Viper, go ahead and lead us into the next match.
All right. The next match was Ricochet versus McIntyre, with the winner being McIntyre.
Yes, and then don't forget, after McIntyre beat Ricochet, then Mustafa Ali came in, because if people kind of know what's going on here, Lashley put out that bounty on McIntyre and said, if you can come in and take him out, then you will earn a title match. So, but it wasn't that Ricochet was trying to answer the bounty. He just said, you know what, McIntyre, if you're looking for a wrestling match, I'll step up and I'll wrestle you. You don't have to look past me. I like what Ricochet was bringing. I thought Ricochet is talented. I thought it was a good match overall. Even after Mustafa Ali came out after their match was done and then decided to attack McIntyre. And then Mustafa Ali showed that he had some talent. So maybe they're going to have Mustafa Ali start getting up there in the main event picture. Maybe. I don't know. It could be time. But we knew that McIntyre was going to win this. We knew McIntyre was going to win the first one. And then when Mustafa Ali came out again, we knew that McIntyre was going to win the second one. We saw that coming. And the thing is that this is what shocks everybody, is when Corbin comes from SmackDown after this whole match is over and then attacks McIntyre and says, "How does it feel? How does it feel?" Do you like that? Do you like that? So
I loved it.
Maybe Corbin's going to get a main event push. But Messer, tell me.
You guys know how I feel about King Corbin. That dude, I think he needs a push. He needed it for a long time. And he deserves it. He's such a good worker. He does everything asked of him. He's been in these stupid gimmicks. With dog food with McIntyre, Reigns a year ago or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But the match was good. Like you said, we all knew that. Look, there's no way they're going to have McIntyre lose and replace him this close to Mania unless he gets hurt. So it is what it is. But it was good. I'd like to see Mustafa Ali and Ricochet back as a tag team together because they're such good workers.
I mean, you might. And could you potentially see – there was some rumors rolling around too. I think it's too close to Mania to be done, but there was some rumors rolling around that Baron Corbin could be inserted in this match. And I'm like, no, I think it's too close to Mania. I don't think it could happen. The only thing that I could potentially see happening with Corbin being a part of this picture was simply because of the simple fact that maybe he helps Lashley retain the title. And then after Mania, he's like, hey, I helped you retain it, so now you owe me a title shot. I could potentially see that. But other than that, I don't see it being a triple threat. But all right, Dragon Viper, go ahead.
Well, with the Ricochet McIntyre match, it was good to see Ricochet actually, wrestle a main eventer. He doesn't do that very often, so it was good to see that. And, even with the Ali match, I like the fact that Ali is getting more and more aggressive. And, I think he continues to be aggressive. I think he may end up becoming a main eventer eventually soon. So, and I'm not going to just say anything about Corbin. So,
of course not. But so mess around. I want to see with Corbin getting involved in this little feud with Lashley and McIntyre. I told you where I thought it was going, but where do you think it's going?
Like I said, I think it's too close for them to change anything as far as adding somebody else or taking someone away. But I completely agree with you. I can see Corbin helping Lashley and. Hey, I scratched your back, you scratch mine.
I could foresee it, and then maybe that's when King Corbin wins his first title. I don't know. So maybe WWE finally gives him a push. But okay. Moving on.
Is that the last match of Raw?
That's it. Sorry. That's it.
Yeah, that was it on Raw. So then we jump to the SmackDown side of things. Before we jump to SmackDown, is there anything else you guys wanted to touch upon on Raw? Besides, the interesting thing is, before we jump to SmackDown quick, just the last little thing to touch on Raw is the whole Rhea Ripley and Asuka signing, when they were signing for the women's championship match at Mania. You saw Nia and Shayna come out and say, well, she doesn't understand, she's only been here for a certain amount of time and she's brand new here and she's already getting a title shot when we've come out and we've beaten everybody here. So maybe, I don't know. That's why I'm saying maybe that's why you'll see the Nia and Shayna break up at Mania. Potentially.
You could.
Nah.
But
I don't see a breakup. Nope.
But now we can jump on to, oh God, she's saying Goldberg.
Goldberg has nothing to do with this.
No, but I will tell you, one guy that WWE needs right now, and I will say this live on air, WWE needs Brock Lesnar. They need him right now.
I've been saying that for months. He's the only thing that can save Raw.
They need him so bad right now.
As much as I hate Brock being on there, they need him really bad.
Oh, absolutely. So it's like, so they did this interview with Hornswoggle, right? And they were talking about, they're like, so Hornswoggle, when you got released with, it was like Hornswoggle and Sandow and Torito, you know, and like five other guys. They're like, were you mad that you were released, but then you have part-time guys like Brock Lesnar and Goldberg who is still there? And Hornswoggle's like, let me tell you this. He's like, how would that make any business sense when you have a guy like Brock Lesnar, who is your money maker, who makes you money? You understand he's part-time, and I understand he's part-time. But how much sense would that make for Vince McMahon to be like, you know what, Brock, you cost us, we have to pay you a lot of money, so we're going to cut you, but we're going to keep guys like Hornswoggle and El Dorito. So Hornswoggle was like, I was okay with it because to me it made sense. You're not going to cut a guy like Brock Lesnar who brings in money and keep guys like us that are down here who's not bringing in anything. So obviously it makes sense.
Nobody's paying to see Hornswoggle, man. I can tell you that right now.
No, they were paying to see Brock Lesnar. That's what it was. But all right, but now we're going to jump onto the SmackDown side of things. So there was only 4 matches on SmackDown. It was basically a lot of talking. And yes, I am taller than a skirt. That was funny. That just so everybody knows exactly what that was pertaining to. In the interview, when they asked Hornswoggle, they're like, "Did you ever see any upskirt action?" And Hornswoggle's like, "I'm taller than a skirt, Sean. Okay." Skirt. So anyway, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into SmackDown. So the first thing we had on SmackDown was Bianca Belair versus Carmella, and the winner, of course, was.
Well,
No. Sorry, I was reading this comment. Jody said, so upskirt actions since when am I? No. I wasn't asking if you had any upskirt actions. Okay, so now Brandon is talking about when I talk about Hornswoggle. Okay, Hornswoggle to me was fine. I enjoyed him out there, but
he's funny. But you're not going to pay to see him.
But people are not going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to buy a ticket just to see him." But he was, funny. But anyway, so we had Bianca Belair versus Carmella, which the winner being Bianca Belair, which we all knew that was going to happen. Okay, and so with that though, Carmella, she's improved. She's gotten a lot better. This match was actually good. I was impressed with how better Carmella has gotten. Thank you for that.
Not just a pretty face anymore. She can actually wrestle a little bit now.
And Jody's saying hi to you, Dragon Viper. Dave,
hi.
High five.
Hi, Jody.
Hey,
hi, Jody.
Welcome back to the show.
Good five.
There's your high five. Thank you very much. Okay, but yeah, so Dragon Viper, you go ahead and take it away. Tell me what you thought.
I'm gonna admit this.
You're gonna admit it? Okay.
Wait,
I agree.
news.
Carmella actually has learned some wrestling techniques and some wrestling moves for once. So I was actually impressed that she was able to wrestle a little more. But I mean, who am I kidding? I mean, Belair was going to win. Again, another predictable match. They weren't going to have Belair lose week before WrestleMania. So, yeah, completely. I was bored of it.
Well, then we'll go away from you. So, mess around. You go ahead.
Not surprising.
Uh-huh.
Randy bored with the match. Wow, that's breaking news there.
SmackDown for you.
No, honestly, I liked the match. It was a good match. He had Belair against Carmella, two of my favorite girls. We all know why I like Carmella. She's hot. Anyway, she has really improved in the ring. She's wrestling. She's picking up techniques. She must be working a lot with Natalya because she's getting a lot better. But yeah, they're not gonna have Belair lose this close to Mania.
No way. All right. Overall, though, the match good. I'm glad. So maybe after this, Carmella will be back. Oh, but think about afterwards too when Sasha Banks ran in the ring afterwards and was going to attack Carmella, or not Carmella. Sorry, Bianca. And Bianca said, No. Wait till Mania. And then Sasha was like, Okay. I agree. And she backed out of the ring and said, that's right. I'll wait till Mania. And she decided to pick up the belt and say, I'm the boss. I'll wait till Mania. Okay, perfect. She's waiting till Mania. And yes, Jody wants that free shirt. So she's just commenting like crazy. All right.
Get it, Jody, get it.
Get it, Jody, get it. Because right now, this month, you would be the leader. All right, so now we'll go on to the next match, which was Natalya versus Baszler in a very, very quick match.
Yes.
Very quick match. Like, this shocked me how quick that match was. It was just in a roll-up, bam, over. Just like that. Crazy. Okay, so there really wasn't a whole lot to really talk about in this match because of how quick it was, except for the aftermath of it. The whole aftermath was just crazy with all these tag teams that came out, just getting involved, taking each other out. So it's going to be interesting where this whole tag team division is going on the Diva side. It's getting interesting, guys. It's getting interesting. I'm telling you. Now, keep in mind, though, that next Friday on SmackDown, though, you're not going to really see a whole lot because they always have that before show Mania to where they never have any matches on SmackDown. All they do is always talk about everything. So, all right, Dragon Viper. I know there's not much to talk about, but
the only thing I have to say is the fact that I'm glad Natalya won. I mean, and maybe it's possible that Natalya and Tamina are going to be tag champs coming up pretty quick. Hopefully.
I could see it. Mess around. What do you think?
I loved it, dude. The aftermath, the chaos that went on after that. You have all these tag teams coming out. Freaking Naomi and Lana off the top rope. And even Lana looked decent, for the while she was in there.
What's up, Jody?
I wouldn't mind seeing them win it. It'd be crazy
Randy and Dana
if they won.
Yeah, so Lana winning the tag team titles would be a weird story if you think about it.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to see it.
Right? Because Lana would almost have no reason to be in a ring. Like, she has no reason to be in a ring. And then she would win a tag team championship. But I'm going back to karaoke. You guys are losing me. Okay, Jody, you can go ahead and go back to karaoke. But we're going to have a fun topic later. So if you decide to jump back on later, we're going to have a fun topic on that.
Hell, we might even get Dragon Viper to do some karaoke for you.
Nope.
All right, so
Well-
yeah, so we're gonna play a song, and we're gonna play an entrance theme, and Dragon Viper is gonna go ahead and sing it live on the air right now.
No.
Yep.
No,
Okay,
not
so-
happening.
All right,
No.
so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump
Dragon Viper doesn't sing.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next match, which was Dirty Dog and Gable and Otis versus the Street Profits and the Mysterios, with the winners actually being the Dirty Dogs, Gable, and Otis. So Otis. Okay. So you have Otis and Gable, which you started seeing Otis actually winning a little bit more matches once he got with Gable. It's just interesting how they've completely taken Otis and done like this whole 360 with him. They made him out to be this good guy. Now they put him out to be this bad guy with Gable. I don't know. What?
I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I
Like
like
it?
him better as a heel.
You like him better as a heel?
Absolutely. He's more aggressive. He's mean. He's got that mean streak. For a big guy, a lot of the big guys have that, and he has it now. And I think it's working for him.
All right. Dragon Viper, what was your thoughts?
My thoughts are I like the high flying. Seemed like almost everybody ended up doing the high flying in that match. And that's all I had.
That was it, huh? That was all
That
you
was
had
it.
on that match?
That's all
Short,
I
sweet,
had.
and to the point, huh, Dragon Viper?
That's all I had.
Well, I think the reason he's saying that is because when you think about it right now, I think that you could have put I guess you could have put a different match in there. Because it's so close to Mania. Even though, the Dirty Dogs are talented, I like it. The Street Profits, they are don't roll your eyes at me, Dragon Viper.
Right?
Are you kidding
Just
me?
sit in the corner.
You're sitting there telling me that Dolph Ziggler isn't talented.
Come on, man.
He's got nothing to say. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my gosh. That is freaking crazy. You can't sit there and tell me that Dolph Ziggler is not talented.
He does have some kind of talent. I'm not
Some
gonna lie.
kind of talent? Some
Some
kind of talent?
some talent.
Some, just some.
There's others
Really?
that have way more talent than him, but he's
Wow.
got some.
Do you know who Dolph Ziggler was taught by, right?
Yeah, I do. He was taught by Shawn Michaels.
Thank you. One of the best in-ring performers ever. And Shawn
Absolutely.
Michaels taught him everything he knows. And Dolph has his skills that he got from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he can't have his own.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right, so moving on. We're going to move on to the main event match, okay, which was Daniel Bryan versus Jay Uso. And you know what? I'm finally seeing something that I wanted to potentially see, and maybe we're seeing it. The heel Edge. The heel Edge is one of the best characters I've ever seen.
Yes.
Such a freaking phenomenal heel, dude. Like, I don't
one
know.
of the best ever as a heel.
Absolutely. Edge is a freaking phenomenal heel.
Yes.
And we're fine. And the only reason I bring that up, just so everybody, if you did not get a chance to watch it, was because Edge was at ringside, and he knows some of the stuff that Edge was talking about when he was commentating. You could clearly see he was being heelish. He was kind of on that heel side, which looks like that's where he's going. And then you had Roman Reigns at the top up there. The match itself was good. You saw Daniel Bryan basically at the end being very, very aggressive. Uso, I kind of like this style of Uso. Uso's more aggressive now too. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when his brother actually comes back and his brother's healthy again. What style of Uso we're going to actually get. Are we still going to get that aggressive Uso? I don't know. But overall, this was a very, very good match. talent inside the ring, who they took it outside. I mean, they took it everywhere. It was great.
Yeah.
Loved it. I loved it. And then, of course, after the match, you see Daniel Bryan basically jump out the ring really quick, attack Edge, and then runs up the ramp and attacks Reigns and locks the yes lock on Reigns. He's like, tap out! And I'm like, yeah, Reigns isn't going to tap again. But other than that, Dragon, I'll go ahead and start with you. What was your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts was it was a really good match. Wow. No, it really was a good match. You have Edge, and I totally agree. Edge does make an amazing, incredible heel. You bring up when Jay's brother comes back, and I'm wondering, are they going to put Jay and Jimmy as singles wrestlers, or are they going to put them as a tag team for their cousin, or go back to the Usos and go for the tag titles? It should be interesting how they're going to do that. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. My favorite match of the night. Yeah, great match all the way around.
So to answer this question quick, we don't actually know when the other Usos coming back yet. That's still, I still have no idea. I would not be surprised if it was Mania, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. But if he is, they're kind of keeping it on the lowdown. So
I've been trying to look it up, and I can't even find anything.
I have no idea. So mess around. What was your thoughts?
Listen, last week I told you guys, I said the Edge was a heel, and everybody's like, are you sure? You think so? And I'm like, yeah, definitely, dude. He's totally heel now. You can tell just by the way he's acting and stuff. So it's great that they let him go back to doing what he does best, because we're going to get the best Edge as a heel as opposed to a face. And it makes for a better matchup. And the match was really good itself. I love the way Daniel Bryan just went after everybody after the match.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, like you're saying, the Uso thing, I know we've been talking about it for a while now since he joined Reigns, the way his character is more aggressive and his attitude's changed. It's just the best version of the Uso of him that we've seen forever. So he needs to stay with that. But we'll see where it goes.
I will tell you what, though, on the other side of that, though, is I've talked about forever how, I've always said forever how they always took Reigns, and they tried to just shove him down everybody's throats. But this heel turn has actually kind of saved Reigns in a way.
Oh, big time.
This heel turn has completely helped Reigns. But going away from that now, was there anything else that you guys wanted to cover on SmackDown before we jump to our 3-count topics?
Well, all I have to say is the true rated R superstar is back and as good, if not better than ever. So
I think he's winning at Mania.
Yeah,
I think he's winning
for sure.
Especially when he comes out on Friday and says, mentions about how he's a Hall of Fame legend, and says that. And
is he wrong?
No, absolutely not. No, he's not wrong at all.
He's a Hall of Famer without question.
He's doing incredible right now, so I'm glad to see that.
Mess around. Anything else for you?
No, I just can't wait for Manny to get here. And we got 2 weeks ago, but
no, this Saturday starts it. So
okay, so we're a week out.
Yeah, we are a week out. 1 week, and then Mania is here live on Peacock.
I'm just waiting to see who the big surprise returns are going to be.
Yeah, that's been pretty quiet there on that front. But now we're going to jump into what we call our 3-count topics. So our first topic is going to be, out of all the men who have won their Money in the Bank, who would you like to see win it again? And Dragon Viper, how about you? Who would you like to see win it again?
Oh man, this was really tough. There's a few guys in mind that I wanted to see win it again, but I have to go with the Viper, Randy Orton.
And of course, you took Mess Around's guy because I know that's who he's going with. So
That's my guy too. So.
I was going to, but I got something better.
All right.
I'm going to go with Otis. Shooting. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going with Otis. I'm not going with Otis. I just do that out there for comedy. Dude, that just happened too, and I ruined it. I'm going to go with Sheamus. I'd love to see Sheamus get another shot with that thing. He deserves it.
So I had two people in mind, and I could not decide. Okay. I could not decide on which one of these two I wanted. Now, I'm saying Jeff Hardy. That wouldn't be bad. Nate saying Miz. I would be okay with that too. But the two people that I was really thinking of that I'm like, which two would I rather want here? The two people that I was thinking of, the first one.
I know where you're going.
The first one. Do you?
Yep. I think so.
Take a guess.
Dolph Ziggler.
Rollins.
Okay, that one. Dolph Ziggler, the man, the myth, the legend, and Dolph Ziggler. I would love to see him win it again. And then number two, when you really, really think about it, I would like to see this individual come back and win Money in the Briefcase again.
CM Punk.
Thank you, CM Punk. Now, my last one, but not least, because this one just came in my head too. Huh?
Seth freaking Rollins.
Freaking Rollins.
Yeah. I knew it.
Big briefcase. He needs to. Dave, you know me too well. You pretty much knew the three guys I was going to say.
That was who I was going to say too there, Ace.
Yep. So those three guys, I would love to see them win Money in the Bank. So no question. That's because I think that they would all three deserve it. I know CM Punk isn't there. I completely understand that. But I'm saying I would want him to come back so I could see him win it again.
Exactly.
I would love it. So, question number 2. Okay, we kind of changed it up a little bit with question number 2 because we were kind of having fun with this topic before we went live. Okay, so now we're gonna play this game live, so Dave can so everybody can hear Mess Around's version of the F, Marry, Kill. Okay, so we have to do this. Yes, we have to do this live. All right. But I'm going to throw a little wrench in the system here, okay? So this is what I'm throwing in, okay? Because I know the first one I asked you, I said F, Marry, Kill, and I said, is it Alexa Bliss? Would it be AJ Lee? Or would it be Paige? Here's the wrench I'm throwing in the system, okay? I'm taking out Paige. The person I'm throwing in is Carmella.
Ooh.
So I'm going to say Marry, Kill, Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee, Carmella.
We all know how I feel about Carmella, so I'm going to marry Carmella. I'm going to F Alexa Bliss, and I'm going to kill AJ Lee.
Oh, wow. Wow, you actually took AJ Lee. I was shocked. I'm shocked. I never thought I would hear you say that. I never thought I would hear you ever take AJ Lee out of that list.
Well, Alexa's just so much hotter than AJ. I had to keep her in there for that reason. And Carmella's my favorite. She's the hottest diva in my opinion. We all know how I feel about her, so I definitely have to marry her.
Dragon Viper. You tell me. Those three. Carmella, Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee.
Oh, man. Well, if I had to choose, it would be marry Alexa Bliss. F Carmella and kill AJ Lee.
Wow. Oh, so Imy's throwing this one out there, Dave. Imy wants to throw in Mandy Rose.
Oh, now you're really killing me.
So So now what we're gonna do with you, Dave, is we're gonna take out AJ Lee, and we're gonna go Carmella, Mandy Rose, and Alexa Bliss.
There you go, Dave.
I'm passing. I'm gonna pass.
Come on. You got F, Mary, Kill. You got to do one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with Carmella. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna F Mandy Rose, and Alexa Bliss is gone.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you're saying that. Wow.
Mandy and Carmella are my favorites. They're the hottest two, I think, in my opinion.
Dragon Viper. What about
No.
you? Oh, you can't escape.
Oh. Who is it again?
Mandy Rose, Alexa Bliss, Carmella.
Okay. Mary and Alexa Bliss. Wow.
Wow.
I guess F Mandy Rose and kill Carmella.
Wow. Nice. Now we can move.
I'm glad you didn't
Can we
put Liv
move on
Morgan in
now?
there.
Huh?
I'm glad she didn't say Liv Morgan because she's another one of my favorites.
No, can we move on?
Yes, we're going to move on to our third topic. So our third and final topic, okay, which is if there was a match, let's say either a single match or a tag team match, which match would it be that you could watch over and over and over and over again?
For me,
Yeah.
it's Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, the Iron Man match back at SummerSlam. That one's such a classic. I can watch that all day long and not get tired of watching that.
Okay. I don't remember. That was a title match, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this is a non-title
Oh,
match.
non-title?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Any one of the Shawn Michaels Undertaker matches in Manias. Those are both really good. I could watch those over and over again.
How about you, Dragon Viper?
The Triple H versus Undertaker match with Shawn Michaels as the referee in the Hell in a Cell match. I can watch that over and over.
So Nate says he likes the Miz and the John Cena I Quit match. Me personally, I would love to watch the match. I would love to watch Hornswoggle versus El Torito in a non-title match. I could.
You would pay to see that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The only one.
Absolutely. No, there's actually several matches that I could really think of that I'm like, I would pay to see it. Number one, when you really think about it, I loved the Undertaker versus Kane matches at WrestleMania. I love those matches. Those were and Nate saying the 2010 Royal Rumble. You know, Nate saying that was also a great match. It was. Most of the Royal Rumble matches were really good.
Except for the one that Roman Reigns won, that was stupid.
Yeah, it was.
Do you have a mess around? I'll go with you and say, do you have a backup?
A backup?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. The Rock and Stone Cold. WrestleMania 17, I believe.
Okay. Dragon Viper, how about you?
Oh, wow. I'd have to say, wow. I guess I'd have to say Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, where Kane first showed up in '97.
Okay. All right, so then before we end it, though, now I'm going to go back to what Dave wanted to originally say, and we'll go with the title match.
The title match?
Yeah.
Of the one I said earlier, Shawn Michaels and Bret.
Okay. Dragon Viper, how about you?
Oh man. I guess this one, Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold, WrestleMania 14, with Mike Tyson as the special referee.
So I have one particular match that really pops in my head that I'm like, I could watch over and over and over and over and over again. I'm thinking back all the way to Armageddon. Okay. WWE Championship match, Armageddon, 6-man Hell in a Cell Armageddon match. I could watch that match over and over and over and over. That was such a great freaking match. I loved that match. That is one match that I could watch every day. That was such a freaking phenomenal match.
It was.
Or I could watch the ladder match that Kane won. I could watch that one too because I loved it when Kane won because then he cashed in on that.
I could watch the Money in the Bank that Otis won over and over. That was good.
I could watch the John Cena and RVD match at One Night Stand.
Hey, we
for
don't.
the WWE title.
You know, when you have two guys that are wrestling at WrestleMania, and you had the Viper, and then he went up against the GOAT, which was Kane. You know, but other than that, that was also a good match too. But besides that, I think that's all the time we have. That's our topics for tonight. So I hope everybody enjoyed another episode of Between the Ropes. And before we sign off, Dragon Viper, you got 30 seconds to say whatever it is you have to say.
I just want to say, everybody, thank you for watching the show. Hopefully we'll have Sarge here next week for the whole show, depending on his internet. And continue watching, and everybody have a good night.
Brandon, here's why I'm saying, well, I won't get into it tonight, but if you ever want to know why I call Kane the GOAT, or at least close to it, there's several reasons for it. There's several records that Kane actually holds that a lot of people do not know about. So if you ever want to know those records, hit me up and I'll tell you exactly the records he holds, and they're really, really impressive records. So, all right. So with that being said, mess around. You got 30 seconds. Anything you need to say?
Tune in next week when Dragon Viper reveals his sixth favorite wrestler. Breaking news. That's the only topic we're covering next week is Dragon Viper's top 10 list.
Oh, you're wishing.
Just kidding. We know he doesn't have 10 favorites.
Full 10. It wouldn't even be a full 10.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We know he doesn't have 10 favorites.
But before,
anyways, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and before we go off, I do want to do this really quick. I want to pull Nate up and say thank you, Nate, for producing the show, hopping up there. And we're going to give you a chance, to basically tell us. So if you think about a title match, because you were talking about a non-title match, you said the Royal Rumble, right? So tell me a title match that you could watch over and over and over again.
I really don't know if this counts as a title match, but the Elimination Chamber tag team, women's tag team Elimination Chamber. I think this was back in 2017, 2018. I can't remember. Sasha Banks was her tag team partner. I'm forgetting her name.
It was Bailey.
Bailey. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the first two to go in, and they were the last two to come out.
Yes, that was a great match. All right. So thank you, Nate, for that.
Thanks, Nate.
So thank you for producing our show. And so with that, I hope everybody enjoyed another episode of Between the Ropes, and we will see you again next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. It's going to be very, very special because it's going to be WrestleMania edition.
Ooh.
So everyone have a good night, and we will see you again.
Good night.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.